Good morning and welcome to Tuesday. It is one of the days where Delenn Russell plays on Dadcraft73's Patreon server. I'm just going to swap that up. Give me a second here. Sorry, I can't seem to think today. I'm just could use more coffee. It's one of those days where it takes coffee to do coffee. There we go. If that makes any sense. But today is going to be I'm calling it a To-Do Tuesday. So it's this and that. We've got a bunch of little random stuff to get done around the base. Everything from spawn-proofing this sucker through to there's always more glass to place. I've got lighting to do in the church. So it's a bunch of odds and ends and everything in between. And some of these, I don't necessarily like torches. I mean, it's nice that we don't need as many as we used to. But they're better than kicking the pants. I don't really want to be interrupted while I'm... Oh, lovely. And even though I logged out, the inspectors are still here. And I don't know how many of them there are. Great. Well, we'll start with quick flight. Oh, and I've got echoes galore. That's going to be interesting. Oh, maybe not. I think I must have accidentally fired off 3 rockets at once. Yay! Okay, that should be more than enough. Let's just circle around and head back up the other way, north. Just don't want to accidentally trigger issues at my base. Would like to not have to fight off crazy amounts of silly characters. There we go.
Hello?
Okay. Good morning. How are you this morning? When appropriate, always pleased to see new faces. All right. So hopefully everybody had a good weekend. Really good. What's so good about today? Do you have some awesome news? I'm always ears for awesome news. What have we got? Oh. Good morning, Fantastic Sherlock Fox. Good to see you.
Oh, hello there!
So it looks like my bot's a little pokey, but that's okay. It will say good morning to you eventually. It's just a little slow some days. So what we've got here is a very large statue.
Following the leader, the leader, the leader.
Well, thank you very much for... let me see if I can get this correct. Talling? Talaling? If you could break it out phonetically, that would be appreciated, just so that I can try and say it properly. I do figure that when I can, I like to try and respect visitors with, or viewers, sorry, with whatever pronunciation they would prefer. And if there's anything else you want me to alter about that, let me know. I'm not great with remembering pronouns, but I can always try. Right. So over the course of the weekend, we had a stream weekend, and we did, we built the statue fairly quickly. Just dumping some extra stuff here. What's this? Well, that's the random junk box. Okay. That's because I put these in the wrong spot. Okay, this one. Shulker box. Okay, random empty. Empty. Stone. Okay, good. We're just gonna... Got a partial pile of stone. What I'm actually looking for, if I was smart here, I would have put out the crafting table. That would make, plenty of sense. Alright, let's put that out. Oh, okay. To figure out where I put that. And I actually do need my stone after all, because I'm going to make a whole ton of buttons.
There.
It's the easiest way around the issue of having people, having mobs show up. Easiest way around that. I can always look at extra lighting later, but I think it's probably just best to get that out of the way so that I don't have to worry about it. Then I have time to think about it a little bit longer. Tal, sure, I can do that. That's no problem. That's no problem. So, I'm always curious to know from people I haven't met before. How did you find me, and what interested you about the stream that caught your attention? It's always... Ouch. Okay, well, we know one thing. Delenn is not flying well today. That's okay. Buttons are kind of a cheaty trick to get spawning not to happen. And I say cheaty in that more lazy, I guess, is probably the better way of putting it. Let's get... Why is that not spawnable? Oh, one block gap. Okay. We're fine. I can handle that. But it definitely gets things not to spawn and gives me the time to think about how I want to light it up properly. That helps deal with shadows. And I really don't care which direction they go. If I was really being... Okay, yes, I do care. I lied. I was trying not to care about which direction the buttons went, but I'm just OCD enough to actually need to care. Let's go this way, since I seem to have gone mostly that way. Actually, I didn't even have much of a pattern at all, did I? Fine. Let's go... I don't have much pattern today. Yes, this one is definitely family friendly. Definitely. I occasionally, like, well, let me just pause this for a second. I can't spell. There we go. That way I don't have to talk as much. So I stream while my kids are in school most of the time, plus a few other slots, like some evenings where they're off doing their own thing. Computers-wise, just hanging out and playing and so on. And so it gives me the opportunity to stream.
Squirrel!
Yeah, definite squirrel. That's exactly it. So the thing is that if they have a day off school, say like a spring break or something like that, or in some cases I'll stream on a weekend as part of a stream event or something like that for the Dadcraft servers. These servers are all family friendly. Therefore, when we have a big stream event, I may end up actually having my kids hanging around or watching my stream. They're not old enough, I'll be honest about that one, but they're not old enough to have their own accounts to comment.
You don't seem very afraid.
You don't seem very frightening.
At the moment, I don't want to be very afraid. The thing I'm number one afraid of on this, well, okay, not number one, but pretty close to number one afraid of on the server in Minecraft is I actually have some arachnophobia. And occasionally that extends to Minecraft spiders as well. Usually it's not a problem. I'm getting a lot better about that. However, if they drop down from above, I have shrieked on camera once or twice before. So it does make things a little bit different. This is a fun one. So if you want to be in on the game, it's free to join. Just feel free to type !join, and it'll get you into that game. And it's just a little random number thing to see. Sorry, who's champion of the hill for the day, or well, not for the day, for the period until somebody else chooses to redeem it again. So, while you guys are doing that, it's probably a good time for me to continue putting these buttons down because, yeah, handy, I suppose. Where am I going here? Boop. This is not exactly the world's most riveting content, but part of the reason I don't mind doing these sorts of things on stream is that they can help me a little bit more with getting used to the chatter and the patter of making, wow, that's a rhyme, of making content, so that's something different. Whoop. Where are we here? Good morning, Swanky. Good to see you. Hopefully you had a good weekend, you and yours. I will admit, oh, good morning, Swanky. You appear to have tickled people with the Feather Duster, and thus gained your championship. Yeah. We could say that that particular win was all done and dusted. I'll admit, I like Champion of the Hill because it's just fun, but there's also the great ability to drag some of our fine friends out of lurk. Because nobody is required to chat here at all, but sometimes it's nice to be able to say hello to people, and I find it difficult to say hello if they don't make themselves known, so this works well. Answer of the day, fruit. What was the question? Oh, between only eating fruits or only eating vegetables, which would you choose? I would say I'd say, does it matter whether it is are tomatoes fruit or vegetables in this case? That's the one thing I didn't think about when I put that question in. Because if it's tomatoes, I might say vegetable. Like if tomatoes are considered a fruit, then I might say vegetables. Oh, no, sorry, the other way around. If I could consider tomato a vegetable, then I would say vegetables. It's because I do actually like quite a lot of vegetables. I like the crunch. But I will also say there are some that I'm not a huge fan of. I'm a little bit... Oh! Okay. I'm a little disappointed in the stream stuff that this weekend. I archived my videos on YouTube just because even with Turbo, I only have a couple of months worth of storage of videos allowed here on Twitch. And so I was doing that, and in spite of what the actual musician claims about copyright notices and stuff like that not being a thing for their material, unfortunately Oddchap's material is being claimed by YouTube as belonging to somebody else, that it's not even the same song title nor the same artist. I wouldn't be quite so annoyed if it was correct, at least being, okay, well, maybe it's not copyright free in your country, something like that. Because I'm Canadian, I do get that a fair bit. But no, that appears not to be the case. It's just being claimed and attributed to somebody else entirely that I don't even recognize. So that's a little bit frustrating. But it is what it is. It just means that, we can choose to use YouTube's lovely little beta tool that claims to mute just the song. That's the plan. But unfortunately, I am fairly certain that's not going to always work well, and it always takes extra time to process. When you go to upload to YouTube, whoops, that's not what I want to do. It always takes extra time to process when you go to YouTube. So I don't like that it does that, but can't help it. Anyway. Yeah. Botanically, I guess, the tomatoes are a fruit. However, the way that they're used in the culinary world, it's not just used as in chef. So for chefs and stuff, it's a vegetable. But yes, you can make salsas and stuff and call them fruit compotes and stuff like that. I would say honestly, it's all in the eye of the beholder. But I know that our culinary institute in my city teaches usage of tomatoes as though it's a vegetable. I think part of it is just because of the fact that it goes with so many savory things, whereas a vast majority of fruits do not. But I guess another part of it, though, is if I could only eat vegetables or fruit, another perk to saying fruit is one could argue that fruits don't necessarily take so much, well, for lack of a better term, dirt farming to make happen. Whereas, vegetables obviously do. I mean, you take, for example, asparagus. There's no way around that. You need dirt. It's just the way it goes. I've seen places, I think it might actually have been in Disney World in Florida, where they had hydroponically grown carrots, which was odd, but I could sort of see it happening. It kind of makes sense. But fruit trees are a lot easier to do that way. I mean, you need, if you're doing the dirt farming part of it, then you only have enough soil for the tree to grow, and you don't need to worry about basically every single one of the products needing soil itself. So, yeah. Considering that we've got not a whole ton of arable land on the planet, and none of it is renewable in terms of, you can reuse it, but it's not, once it's been sort of used for agriculture, it kind of gets ruined for anything else, other than maybe construction. Tomatoes, pepper, cucumbers, and squash are technically vegetables. Oh, so I was yeah, cucumber I know is a fruit. I know squash is supposed to be a fruit. Peppers? Oh, I think you're meaning bell peppers. Yeah, I could see that. The one that surprises me is the tuber of potatoes. I really didn't think that was the case. But I misread that entirely because it's just coming from the swanky potato, so I read the comment incorrectly. My bad. Actually, one would have half expected the swanky potato to claim vegetable. But I can sort of see why not. And I mean, I guess if you want to get really picky about it, the vast majority of tubers are actually starches, which are not really vegetables at all, even though some people often cook them as though they are. So count things like potatoes, turnips. It's iffy whether or not carrots are actually vegetable in that vein. Yeah, but that does make salsa technically a fruit puree, and if you think about it, that would make pickles and pickled cucumbers a pickled fruit, which is odd because we don't actually pickle any other fruits. Not that I'm aware of, at least not in North America. I suppose you could probably pickle things like have an odd variety of prune or something that would be pickled. And I was thinking about the other day, similar to when you were talking about squashes as fruits, and people make pumpkin pie. I've actually had, what's it called? Can't remember. It's another type of squash, not an acorn squash, but there was another one I had. I think it was like a kohlrabi or something. No, that's a vegetable. I'm trying to remember what the squash was. Anyway, my mother turned it into a pie, and I thought, this is really weird. And at first, the first round she tried didn't work so well. She kept it as a savory style pie, and that didn't taste very good. But then she decided to just basically swap it for pumpkin and put all the same sugars and stuff in there that she would for pumpkin pie, and it actually turned out a lot better. I wouldn't recommend swapping out pumpkin because there's something about the pumpkin flavor, but it was interesting. And there are a lot more flat surfaces on this than I expected. Don't know why. Don't know why I didn't expect that many, I mean. And I'm going around this in weird ways, so I know I'm missing something here. It's a tough choice. That's true. Okay. So if you're saying that some of the foods treated culinarily as vegetables are actually, we're going with them as fruit because of their botanical designation, then I'll go with you in that case. Okay. I can handle that switch to fruit. That makes plenty of sense. So in other words, some of the vegetables, quote unquote, that I like best would still be available under that argument. I wonder what our kids would say. Fantastic Shock Fox might have a better idea of that. Our kids are kind of funny about fruits and vegetables. They actually eat quite a lot of vegetables for kids. I mean, you know, what I'd say one of the most common things you hear when people say, what vegetable don't you like? Oh, sorry about the failed shutout. That's pretty bad. Wonder who it broke on. Interesting. I have no idea. I'm just going to ditch that one simply because it's a stupid message. And it's my own bot. But yeah, like, it'd be quite interesting to see. One of the most common things you hear kids don't want to eat is their broccoli. And yet, our kids absolutely love roasted broccoli. They've gotten to the point where they'll eat raw broccoli as well, which is kind of nice. But they don't like steamed broccoli. On the other hand, we don't steam a whole lot of vegetables in our house. We have steamers to do it. We just don't. I'm not quite sure why, aside from the fact that steaming is one of those things that you can't really rush. It either works or it doesn't. So while it might be faster than other methods, it's not necessarily something that you can speed up past a particular point. I mean, things like, if you Instapot carrots, they're great, but they turn into mush, whereas there's a lot of other vegetables that stand up to that better. Though I will say, if it's come to vegetables versus fruit, another thing is that another good reason we pick fruit is that I am terrible at cooking veggies. I sometimes, if I was trying to steam carrots in the microwave, there was one time my kids won't let me forget where I forgot to put in any water in the vegetables. And the resulting effect was that we had basically charcoal pencils. Thank you, microwave. It's supposed to have a humidity sensor on it, so that if you do forget to put in water, it goes to a particular humidity level and then says, well, something's not right here. Check your food. And it didn't. So yeah, I had some black charcoal pencils, which was really not pleasant. Because I really don't like wasting food. Yeah, if we're going typical culinary usage, exactly, then I'd have to stick with them as vegetables. But if we're going with the botanical designation, I mean, in that case, though, one could also say bananas aren't fruits at all, right? Technically, bananas are herbs. Which, that one I don't quite understand why they're a herb, because it does seem to be a fleshy fruit thing that has seeds inside it. But I don't know how that works exactly. I don't disagree with it per se, it just confuses me. I mean, one could also argue too that a banana bunch really is one berry. If you're looking at it in the way that we would consider, say, a strawberry, not strawberry, sorry, that's a bad example, raspberry or blackberry, is because those are actually not individual berries, they're clusters. Oh geez, go away. Go away, burn. Well, I guess I've got some lag. Maybe the bananas are a berry. I don't know. I don't bother looking those things up anymore. I mean, it's one of those ones that how we use it is really what's primary. There we go. So you could use it as just about anything. I mean, I could say that I'm never going to eat, what do we say? I could theoretically say I'm never going to eat steak because I've declared that it's a garnish on plates that have potatoes. That's just dumb, but, and ridiculous. But it kind of makes the point in that all these, designations, really it comes down to how do you prepare it and what sort of nutrients are contained in it. So, I mean, for argument's sake, there was one, I had a youth visit me years ago from a portion of the USSR at the time. It was I was going to say it was a student exchange program, but it's not. It was one-sided. Student billet, I suppose. And they were supposed to come and check out Canada and just stay with us for a bit. I'm kind of glad I didn't have to go over there. At the time, it would have been too far away from home. But she would not come heaven or high water eat, what do you call it? Eat peanut butter or corn. And the argument was that back home, those two items were only for pigs. Which I thought was really odd, because if that's not a general culture thing, I mean, the peanut butter part might be, but the corn surprised me. Yeet. Oh, yes. Oh, you haven't been to my house growing up. Unfortunately, my mother does not like steak that's not cooked well done. I don't know why. But, I mean, she's on the near side of well done, so right after you lose it from medium well to well, she's fine with that. Whereas my dad has gone more in recent years. He used to be one of those, like, rare type cooked individuals. On occasion, blue rare if he's in Canada, which is weird to me. But then in later years, he decided that not cooking it well enough was unhealthy, but cooking it too well was carcinogenic, and yet he'd prefer that over it not being cooked well enough. I don't know why he switched, but whatever. But it does make life interesting because we go to my parents' house and they love to make hamburgers from scratch. However, my father now refuses whatsoever to have any char at all on his burgers. Period. It's this whole, like, flame-broiled thing, not happening. So they've got those, like, copper mats that you can put on your barbecue grill. And they don't get flare-ups. They don't get half the fun. Like, I don't know. Burgers at their houses are not as much fun as they used to be. And because they insist on making everything well done cooked, then you don't even get as much of the juice flavor either because they've just dried the suckers out. The other thing that my dad's gone on a real weird kick for is the flat buns. Those things should be banned and never created ever again. They don't work for anything. They don't taste very good, and half the time you get the ones that have like little perforated holes in them, which is part of why they don't rise as high. And he figures it's like healthier in some sort of crazyoid way. But one of the reasons they keep serving that like burgers to us when we visit is, and of course it's easy to make, right? But it's also, oh, come on, there we go. I keep jumping like I'm still on the beacon, but I was dumb and I filled up the holes in the roof over the beacon. So yeah, I don't have the height jump anymore. Yeah, they keep serving those things to us and I kind of go, knock it off. But I don't push back too hard because, truthfully, it's parents, you know, like, there's a point at which they kind of go, we're old, we've earned it, leave me alone. And the other part is, it's one of the few meals where they won't pick on my kids for what they do or don't choose to put on their food, because they understand that everybody prefers burgers differently. They usually harass my kids to try and put on, like, lettuce and tomato and stuff, which my kids won't do. Yeah, a lot of those things that I grew up with, you know, not great. Well, that's it. I mean, the guy who... I malign my dad in that sense about his food choices and his health choices, and for the most part, he's pretty weird, and I'll continue to think he's pretty weird. But, you know, there aren't a whole lot of guys I know still lifting weights and pushing more than my weight times 2 as a leg press at 76. So I'll give him some leeway. Some. Not total. Some. You only get so far. But yeah, he's a huge fan for that sort of thing. So if you can't get people to put veggies on their burgers, there's always like a cut veggie tray that goes with things, which seems to assuage the monster part, so we're fine that way. I mean, his mom hated broccoli and stuff for years, and my dad would still serve it when she came over. I was like, why do you do that to Grandma? Really? Why? I know I missed some spots up top. Come on. This way, this way. There's a lot of blocks on the outside. It's funny, when I set up the build in the first place, I used a schematic, and so you're just running around layering things. And now I actually have to realize how many surfaces there are. Oh yeah, I mean, some people say you take out all the flavor when you do it well done. I'm not too fussed about that part, but on the other hand, if you do it well, like as in do your cooking well, appropriately, then you don't have to worry about, you don't have to worry as much about it being sort of overcooked because you can keep it juicy. A lot of people, when they do well done, they get shoe leather, which is not ideal. Okay, forget this. Can I go find... Where? Oh, come on. I don't like going up and then crashing onto the head, but that's what it's going to be. Okay, can I find the holes in the head for the... 1, 2, 3... Oh, I missed entirely. Okay. 1, 2, 3... There we go. What can I fill in? That one? Okay, so which one beam was that? Think about it. Okay, 1, 2. There we go. That should be enough. And they're not doing what I... Are they doing what I want? Yes, they are. Okay. As I was thinking earlier, I don't have to repay them just because I blocked them off the roof, which is nice. Actually, probably go back up there and just start with the buttoning from the top down. Woohoo! Or not. Come on. That would make sense. Then it makes it super easy for me to know where the beacons are. Uh-oh, wait a minute, which way is that? Wrong way. Okay, this may take a little longer than I expected. That's okay, I guess. And the funny part, I shouldn't say funny, the, one of the side notes is I'm not even sure if I'm going to keep this one. It looks a little odd in situ. It doesn't have a whole lot of detail, but I can always make that decision later. And besides, if I do... Eventually we're going to have to reset the server, so if I don't get around to swapping it out by then I don't really care. Right? Isn't that how it goes? Okay, where are we here? We have enough on the server. I'm just going to see if if we have somebody who wants to be a polite designated sleeper. Otherwise, I'll just deal with what's up here because I don't really want to be flying up and down 30,000 times. I should have brought a bed with me and I didn't think about it. As long as I don't get phantoms knocking me off, I'm fine with that. Add those two random ones. There we go. So I had mentioned in a previous stream that I was going to be doing another community challenge for a full, like an end-to-end Lego build. I've decided not to do that right now. The reason for that is I was actually going to do the stream on my birthday, which turns out to be a Friday, but unfortunately I'm heading out to camp with the Scouts that weekend. So I figure let's just push it off and give people a bit more of a break in between so that it's not just a monthly thing. And we'll see about whether or not we want to do one either towards the end of the November month in terms of like do that and then backtrack, or if I'm just going to leave it till December before I even start the challenge. So we'll just see. I could even wait till the new year and just build. Though, as a side thought on that note, it has become a minor tradition in our house that once I've survived, and let's look at it that way, survived a stream weekend, usually my headspace is all over the board, and sometimes I make it through 2 hours and then just crash, which is what happened, unfortunately, on Sunday. But it's become a bit of tradition that I get a small kit of Lego, and I'd forgotten about it and didn't think too much of it until my husband brought in a small box and put it on my desk. So I have got myself a new small kit as a result of that. So I might just go ahead and build that one. We've got, what is it we've got here? I'll put it on the shelf. There it is. Okay, so I've got the Hogwarts carriage and Thestrals, which is basically the winged, looking emaciated horse-like things that pull the carriages to Hogwarts. And it's kind of amusingly timed because my daughter has decided she wants to dress up as Luna Lovegood for Halloween. And one of the more notable scenes that she's in is Harry's getting out of the carriage and noticing the Thestrals for the very first time, which you can't see the Thestrals, like they're invisible, unless you've seen somebody die. And so Luna can see them, and Harry's just noticing them for the first time. She says something along the lines of like, "Don't worry, I can see them too. You're just as sane as I am." And while she's sitting reading a magazine upside down, and a magazine that I guess stereotyping the world is known to more or less be a inaccurate conspiracy theory style ragmag. So doesn't help. The poor girl has the nickname Looney Lovegood, unfortunately for a relatively good reason, but she's just so chill about life. I think that's probably what gets her kind of into social trouble. It's just that she doesn't really care about other people thinking she's weird and just does her own thing. Which is a great thing for my kid to do because it gives my daughter a chance to just basically be odd for a day for fun. She's not too socially fussed about what her friends think anyways, at least not that she's ever said, but this works in her favor. So, yeah. There we hear random. I figure... What else? Oh, I know what I was going to mention. We were talking about food. And I'm actually going to spit out two things. So, Tal doesn't know this because you're new here, but I should say the lead mod, Fantastic Sherlock Fox, is actually my better half and my husband, and we had an interesting adventure on the weekend. I guess it was Saturday, I think, where we were going to be having some, like, well, not Swedish meatballs, but meatballs with rice and peas and stuff like that, and that's what we tend to do at our house. The kids don't like sauce on them. I don't know why, but usually my daughter adds, like, soy to the rice and stuff. But we thought we had some. My husband remembered buying them. He even found the receipt that said he'd bought them. No idea where they'd gotten to. Looked in the freezers. Nope, they're not there. Checking the fridge, checking the freezers, checking the back of the vehicles. Checking all the bags that we, like reusable shopping bags we'd used. Couldn't find it. We're counting the recycled boxes just in case we may have used them and not thought about it. And no, definitely not there either. Couldn't figure out where these things had gone to. Well, turns out Fantastic Sherlock Fox was looking for something else, I think it was. And he was in the pantry, that's the same day, after he'd already had to go to the store and buy new meatballs, because that had been the dinner plan. Oh, ow. After he'd already had to go and buy new meatballs, he was in the pantry, and it turns out that what had actually happened was somehow the meatballs got stacked with the candy bars for Halloween, and the boxes look very similar. I think it's the Cadbury brand, is very similar to the box on the coloring of the box that we have here, and as Fantastic Sherlock Fox may have mentioned before, he's actually colorblind, amongst other things, but so that makes it extra difficult for him to see things, and so neither of us had realized what had happened, and I just glossed it over. Oh yeah, that's the right color for the candy bar box. Didn't think about it when I was helping him look, but we couldn't find it, so we ended up having to toss the meatballs one of the boxes that we'd bought, and use the fresh one that he'd had to go out and purchase instead, because these other ones had been out of the freezer for nearly a week. So we figured that was probably not the world's healthiest stuff by that point. But yeah, it was a bit of a shame. We had a good chuckle over it as well, and I was going to tell people about it on Sunday, and then I completely forgot. So that would have been one where how we figured that out partway through, the meatballs would have been a garnish. But no, he went out and got. So that was our adventure on the weekend, our food adventure. So when I'm also spoiled, I guess you could say, because I don't do the cooking in the house. Fantastic Sherlock Fox usually uses that as a bit of a headspace break between work and home time, sort of thing. So, at least that's where it all started, was that he was doing the cooking for that reason. It just kind of stuck. I can cook, although I like to joke that he cooks, I make food edible. And sometimes even that edibleness is debatable. He cooks, I make food, I guess. And so while I stream in the evenings, Fantastic Sherlock Fox is doing the cooking. So that was part of the surprise. Was I had just finished my streams slot, and we were planning to have dinner late. And he came in and said, "Yeah, I can't find." It's like, uh-oh. And then for reasons of needing to do appointments and stuff during the COVID period, he became the main shopper as well. As in, like, we don't go to the stores with the kids for the most part. At one point, it was a family affair to do the grocery shopping, but that fell out during COVID, of course, because a lot of stores highly recommended don't bring your kids with you. It's not safe, and it's not safe to others because, frankly, kids are full of germs. So now, actually, my son, who's always had anxiety issues, he doesn't want to go into stores most of the time. He's slowly getting better, but there are certain ones he just kind of wigs out, and we need to convince him to go. So things like, I like going to Costco. We do find stuff useful at Costco, but we don't go as a family very often simply because he doesn't want to go in there. My daughter's not far off, but yeah, he really doesn't want to go in there. There's too many people, too crowded, which is interesting because there's still far fewer people than there ever was before COVID. So I don't know what's with that. But the resulting effect is, of course, then we've got one parent who has to stay with them, which ends up being me, and then I don't end up actually doing the shopping. So between the staying home stuff and like not having to work out of the house, not doing the shopping and things like that, some days I get a little weird and wiggy, and every once in a while you find folks are the unfortunate recipients of that. Come on, get up to ow. Great.
Apparently not. They're not.
Wow, I got echoes galore. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't have echoes doing anything until last week, and now I've got circular echoes going on. So I don't get it. I'm temporarily banning myself from the use of my own sound buttons. Your redeems don't seem to circle right now, but mine apparently are going around in circles. Though that could be that I just didn't hear them going in circles. It's possible. So the way the schedule works for Tal, who may not be familiar with it, I try to keep a relatively consistent streaming schedule in terms of which days I do whatever it is. Part of it is to keep the headspace even, and it's more in type of game I play, not necessarily a specific game. So, for example, today the first slot, so this early one, depending on where you are, it's actually like noon till 2 Eastern, I believe. I'm actually in the Mountain Time Zone, so it's like it just turned 11:15, or I guess a few minutes after that, but about 11:15 for me. Whereas for the evening slot, that doesn't make sense. So the morning one, let's finish the story before I jump to the other piece. The morning slot is usually Minecraft on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So like Java Minecraft like this. Not always like to-do projects. Sometimes I'm actually doing proper builds. But if there's any grinding to do, like gathering of sand or basic mining or whatever, those sorts of things, that's the Tuesday piece. But Thursday is more likely to be the build type stuff, if there's a build on the go. And then Tuesday evenings, I try my hand at Java Minecraft in a very chill format, more just getting comfortable with the game as a whole. Now, I've been playing Minecraft, technically, for, oh boy, many years now, at least half a dozen. But I'm not very good at it. Never have been, probably never will be. I'm not a fast Twitch person. The resulting effect is that I would just say, in spite of actually completing cards, it's not even worth recording a personal best. Let's just put it that way. Personal best is kind of like when we completed a card and I sort of said, yeah, that's enough. That's about it. So it's not really worth writing home about. Can I get to... I'm going to have to do a lot of smacking into stuff to actually get all the ledges done. Okay. Let's fly over there. waterfall on this. Actually, let's do the back first. Back is more vertical. So Tuesday evenings are incredibly chill Java Minecraft bingo. Solo, sorry. I should also specify that. Some groups do play in groups, but no in solo. And then on Wednesdays is, it starts out with Puzzlers on round 1. Same time slots, by the way. Puzzlers round 1, and then after that we've got a management game of sorts. And this week's itch appears to be some more of Planet Zoo, but I'm restarting the career path. Pardon me, so I have challenges to meet, and I'm also working with a bit of a pre-built zoo, just so I don't need to start from scratch. That helps. That's the part I prefer anyways, is the solving problems and then expanding based on what's already in there. So they'll say, add so many animals from the such and such type. And it's like, okay, well, I can do that. And even as the game expands, then I can actually just like add some of the new animals because they still qualify. So by redoing these, I get to do that part all over again and play around with some of the new animal types. Let's see. Yeah, so the Wednesday evening slot is a management game. Of late, it's going to be either Planet Zoo or Cities Skylines, I think, is the other one I was working on. I had a fairly large city, and I kind of bummed myself out because I don't know what happened to it. I think it's somewhere in the backups from my laptop, but it didn't get onto my current desktop, and that's disappointing. So, because it feels like I have no choice but to start all over again, and that's fine. First thing I did within the first 20 minutes is tank a new city, because when I played solo, I had forgotten that I'd turned on a built-in cheat available, like as in built into the game cheat available to make sure I didn't run out of money. And so I promptly went and overspent and couldn't recover out of that one. So yeah, that's not good. So the second one seems to be running fairly well, but it's slow. So that's always one of those things that happens. It's slow. And City Skylines has scenarios, but scenarios are always run on timers. And if I'm not currently familiar with where to find things and stuff, I spend a lot of wasted time on the timers to just try and find stuff. So yeah. And then Thursdays we're back to this sort of stuff again, as I mentioned. I only do one slot on Thursdays though, because Thursday evenings I'm a scout leader for my son's scout troop. So of course meetings take precedence over streaming. There's not a whole lot to say about this base. If anybody has any questions about something they've seen in the distance, or if they want some sort of tour, do let me know, but there's still not much to write home about. The theme for the base this season is mystery books and mystery book characters. And then, of course, generic whatever you need for Minecraft type farms. So I attempt to be somewhat self-sufficient when I can. And I want to put effort into it. So for example, like I've got some farms that are still manual, just because I don't need them that much. Ooh, let me just take a quick skim at that one. Fantastic Shock Box says, cool story for the day. A 7-year-old in the UK who wanted to be a Lego designer wrote in asking for a job for him and his sister after school and on weekends. But instead of ignoring it, the head of LEGO UK in Ireland wrote back with a handwritten note informing the young boy that all the LEGO designers were in Billund, not the UK, but inviting him and his sister to visit the Slough office for tea and a tour, including a visit to the SVP's office. That's pretty cool. The man's office is called Dumbledore's office, so he included that set. That's funny. I guess you could say that guy's kind of the Dumbledore of the UK LEGO system, I suppose. No, that's fine. That's fine. Hey, that's part of what you are good at, is coming up with interesting things to point out. And the feel-good stories, right? Though I would say some of your feel-good stories are a little sus every once in a while, because they often have feel-good endings that adults would appreciate, but can start out being incredibly sad. And occasionally I have trouble getting over the sad bit of it, sort of the, oh yeah, it turned out all right in the end, but it went in horribly bad in the middle. It's like, yeah, I don't know if I get over that part. Let's see. Oh yeah, okay. As you can see when, from the chitter chatter going on screen, we do have other server mates on the server. I have zero problem with that, to be streaming while there's other people here. They're aware that I do it, and as long as they're aware that their chatter gets on screen when they talk, that's okay with me. But yeah, so you can see that we've been up for, oh boy, how many months now? Several months. Anyways, they started last December. I didn't start on this version of, or this season, sorry, of the server until New Year. And by that point, things had been running already quite a lot. This would be my 4th season, I believe. But you can see that even after running that long, it's not a dead place by any stretch of the imagination. It's one of the ones where people do seem to stick around, which is unusual, actually, because for a long time, Dadcraft would put up, he's got a modded server as well, so for the same Patreon participation, I guess, you can get on to any of 3 servers. He's got a Bedrock server, a modded server, and a Java server, which is the one I'm playing on. We often call it the coffee server, Java coffee kind of reference. There was one player who suggested we start calling it Dadwell House, as in Maxwell House coffee, but it didn't stick. Anyway, but we always appreciate having new players and new members come and join the server, and new supporters of Dadcraft. So it's great to see when people want to come and play, and I really don't care that they're here while I'm streaming, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. And can I get... Oh, come on. Really? As you guys have already seen, I'm not the world's best when it comes to, like, parkour. But sometimes you just do what you gotta do, right? I'm not one of those people who likes to get dragged into the Bedrock versus Java debates. I will actually very politely point out, though, that while Benson may be saying Bedrock for the win, it's less critical to me than it used to be. And what I mean by that is I've played both servers from Dadrock. I've played both servers from both servers from Dadcraft. And for me, it's the crowd. I like both groups of people. I had a problem choosing between one, because I started out on the Java server. Then the Bedrock server came in, and it seemed like there would be a lot of interesting personalities, so I switched and tried a season on Bedrock. Don't regret that in the slightest. But I will also point out, though, that once Microsoft had gone so that the PC version, you get one license and you get both versions of the game, Java and Bedrock, there were a lot of players that were playing both sides of the wall. So it's not as for the win as it used to be. For example, there's actually a good number of Dadcraft's crew that play Bedrock from Dadcraft, but they also play on an SMP that is Java based. So you can't necessarily say one for the other. Okay, I'm going to switch over to the Be Right Back screen. When the server reboots, I do a few minutes of Lego. So if you want to do a stretch, grab a drink, use the bathroom, whatever, that tends to happen for a lot of people during the Lego commercial, so to speak. But I'm going to do 5 minutes. Then if anybody wants another 5 minutes, all that takes is a points redeem, which I believe is currently enabled. Sometimes I shut that down so that people don't interrupt when I'm doing bingo. And I think points option. There it is. Lego 5 minutes. Got it. But anyways, I will switch to the Lego screen, and then I will be right back with you. Okay. Hi! I see that. Let's see. Oh, can't interact. Okay. All right. And Lego is live. So I'm just going to get ourselves to the correct page here. Oops, where are we here? That one. Interact. We're on page, I believe, 60. Oh shoot, what is it here? It just opened a new bag, so let's go with that. Aha. So we're on 72. Oh, that's not gonna work. Typo 72. There we go. Present. All right. Yep, reasonable. Okay. So during this one, we just go ahead and build and move along the various steps as possible. As we go, as possible, does make sense. I spent the tail end of last one doing a knolling and sorting, which is not really fair to you guys. So today we're actually doing a lot more of the build. I need to make sure I oriented correctly. Okay, so first piece then, we've got just off the side, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Excuse the large hands and the lack of the focus on the camera. I'm still figuring out the system I like best. I used to have a different setup, but it's actually kind of nice not to have to reset my seating every time, or reset my microphone position. There's also no head cam in this one because I'm working on eventually having an up the nose cam on this one because I look down a lot at the Lego. I noticed that from my VODs of the last long Lego build I did, is that I just spent forever in a day with my head down, and you see a lot of the top of my head. Like heavens, I didn't have cord dandruff or something. But yeah, so this is where we're at. The set we're working on right now is the what they call it, the Hogwarts Magical Trunk, I believe, because I still have the wrong label there. Didn't even realize I just did that. Okay, what's this? Current set name. Properties. Look in the box. Hogwarts Magical Trunk. Okay. I used the same scene for the Dumbledore's office, and it's been about a week since I've done that one. There we go. This one. Interact, please. Thank you. All right. So we've got those 4 pieces on, as I just neglect one. Lego time, and roll forward. So I like the details they've got on here, that it actually makes it look like a trunk that needs locking and unlocking, even though it does not, which is kind of nice. Okay. And there's a spot here where I've got all the parts available for coloring according to one specific house, but I think if I can figure out which pieces we need for what at the right time, I'm going to go with trying to make all of the houses fit into here. Just make it sort of an all-around thing. There's no Lego laws that says I can't, and so I can always come back later and change it. So it looks like a bit of a rinse and repeat. As you'll note from the 2 Lego labels, I'm quite a Harry Potter fan. At the moment I'm wearing a Mamma Mia sweatshirt, because I'm quite a musicals fan as well, but the vast majority of my t-shirts and sweatshirts that you tend to see on stream are Harry Potter themed, and there's a lot of the stuff I talk about is Harry Potter themed, and I mean hence the the trivia also being Harry Potter themed. Okay, 1, 2. Let me roll that forward, and they want me to close it up. Okay, which side are we looking at? Handles on the bottom. All right, so we've got a big gap. And turn them around. Now they want 2, 4, 6, and 8. Strange enough, you guys are actually getting better lighting on this today than I am, which is odd, but that's probably my hands are like awfully Snow White and old. Okay, so we've got those closed up. And these go in the corners. And in the center. Oops. It's not a one-handed thing. I'm just going to tip this on its back. You'd think I'm quiet because I'm concentrating, and I'm actually quiet because, being perfectly frank, I forgot what I was going to talk about. So, yeah, gotta figure out something else instead. There we go. I've had it said to me that I could do a Harry Potter theme in Minecraft, and as I've also mentioned, that it's usually considered too overdone. Everybody and their dog has done it, and everybody and their dog has their opinion. Aha! Perfect timing. Okay. I think I'll leave that step, and if anybody wants extra, we can redeem it. Otherwise, I'll save that until tomorrow. So let's go back to the Be Right Back screen, get the server connection re-established, and get back to Lego, or sorry, Minecraft. It makes lots of noise. Oops, pardon me. Okay. So we're back. We're back doing the same sort of thing. I do this for another couple minutes just till what I've currently got in my paws is exhausted. And then... Oh, I ended up going... Okay, whoops, that's a slippery slope. Okay, well, I'll just leave those two and keep on going this side. It's the arm? Yeah. Don't have to do all of this one activity the whole time. We can always switch over and do some more lighting for the church, which might be a good plan as soon as I can get these 8 and one further 64. Then I'm out of stone, and that would probably be a good plan. Then we can switch over and do something a little different. Wow. Uh-huh. She said what? Okay, let's go back up the stem before I fall off. Because having spiders and such follow me from here would not be pleasant. What do we got? Oh, right, his bulbous nose. I'll have to think about that. Nor have I popped out his eyes. I've talked about that, and I just haven't done it yet. To figure out where his eyes would be. So, for any of you who weren't able to join us on the weekend, this build is actually... Although I was doing a lot of modeling on my own, I wasn't happy with the way it was coming out. I was looking at a bunch of reference pictures and seeing things I liked better from other people's work. And so what I actually did was found a design on a website for a 3D printed Sherlock Holmes bust. And then there's another website I could use to turn it into they call it a voxelized pattern, but basically it turned it into something that I could use as a schematic in Minecraft. And then I used, from there I used Lightmatica, which has a slightly different format, but it can turn schematics into its required format of a Lightmatic. So that's what I went with. All right, how do I want to jump over there? One. I was all so fussy about which direction the buttons were going, and then I just suddenly changed my mind, like I don't care. There we go, okay. Missed some over there, did I? The extra jump, can I get there? There we go. Kinda, sorta, maybe? Nope. And then this one. I'm almost out of buttons, so we're almost done here. 2, 1. Let's find one convenient spot for a button. There. Alright. Just don't have as many creatures popping out all over the place. Now, first thing I have to do, of course, after I sleep, is to find where I'd put my lanterns. I think they're in my ender chests. Yeah, I totally followed Benson. Sorry for missing your comment a little bit earlier. There's nothing wrong with Bedrock at all. It has its pros and cons. Like there's perks, right? So, and the crew that started out on the Bedrock server are very, very awesome people. My laptop likes both versions. That's actually one of the things I'd planned for. Not my laptop, my computer. But yeah, you're right that Java does push it a little bit more. Particularly because, as you can see on my screen, I tend to like a lot of the quality of life mods, which you can do in Bedrock. It's just more of a pain to do. 6. That's not going to be enough. Shoot. Well, 6 will have to be enough to start with. That's fine. I'm going to need those. What else have I got? Do I have all the chains? Yeah, I think I've got the chains in the other rooms. Let's just go and figure that out. I might have them in the church, I might not. I should probably eventually take the scaffolding down too. That would be, sensible. Yeah. Hello, kitty. This kitty needs a name. I really need to do it. Okay, what do we got here? I have to find the chains. Where are the chains? No? Down at this end, maybe? They're there. Perfect. You're going to be one of, 31 cats. Did you know that? Yeah. 31. Okay. Let's see. But... Oh. That makes it easy. Never mind. I was like, how do I figure this out? And, well, at least this side is evenly spaced, so I'm going to use that for my spacings. It's a bit of a weird church. Okay. How wide are we? That's something I didn't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14 over 3 is, let's make it down to 12, 4, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get up. Yeah, that'll do. Something a little different. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, and just throw one of these on the end. Actually maybe 4. And 5, and then put that on the end for number 6. There we go. And then from this wall, so it's about 5 out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Reach. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. 5 and 6. 6. And I got it wrong. Ah. I misjudged. Oh well. Okay. This one. I would love to move in, but I should probably put the lighting on first. Oh, that looks better. Let's cut this one down. Really? No? There we go. Now, this building is being really plainly lit on purpose, and those may even have to come down more. Because it's based off of a real building that has some fairly plain lighting. Alright, let's see what we've got here. Sorry, didn't mean to kick you. Wherever you went, cat. Oh, there you go. Okay, so let's see if we can do it again. From there, lined up with that wall. So we got 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should be here. Let's make sure it looks right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. After this lighting, I'm going to start laying out the chests. So we'll see how many we can get in here. So 1, 2, 3. How convenient. That was totally not planned. Nice. This 1, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Oops, no, 4. That one. There we go. So 1, 2. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, definitely need another light down there. It's fine. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 is 5. Two, 3, 4, 5. 5 and 6. Sorry about 6. Sorry about all the quietness and all the counting. I do apologize for that. Here we go. So I have no idea how I'm going to be organized moving things in here. I'm just going to move things in or start building the flooring, and we'll not flooring, the benches, and we'll see what happens. Okay, what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. I keep saying 4 and then 5, and yeah. It's gotta It's going to look a little weird, but I think it works in the overall balance. What have we got? This one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's all I've got for lighting right now. I know I need more, but that's all I have with me. I actually would have to go trade for more with the librarians in the trading hall. What have I got instead? Let's go with... Oh, I've only got 2? Okay. Sure. That'll work. Don't need a bazillion chests, but actually maybe I shouldn't put that much in there. Let's just go with this. Should be good enough. We are going to need a ton of chests, so this is not as crazy as it looks. Or it might. Might be. And 6, really. What a weird number of leftovers. And I'm thinking trapdoors might be better after that. Okay, let's start with these ones. Right up against the back wall is fine. Nobody wants to be there, though. Maybe let's start at the other end. Two, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that's not bad. Okay. Move the torch there. And one more row, I think. 1, 2, 3. Whoa, whoops. Okay, 3, fine. That'll work fine. 4. No. I want to match the style. There we go. Oh, I guess that did work. Alright, and then gap the door. We have 2. Oh. Well, that explains why it looks weird, is because I actually messed that up. Great. I was going to start at the back wall, and I didn't. There, that looks better. So, torch, you're still in the wrong spot. Making some progress to make it actually look like something. Maybe. 1, 2, 3. I don't even know why I'm counting these. That's just kind of dumb. I'm thinking what I'm probably going to do, somewhat stereotypical to a lot of churches over here, is going to go with red cushions, red seat cushions. And I don't yet know what kind of trapdoor. Very clearly from that demo, that birch is just not going to cut it. That's not going to work. What is it? How long are these? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Let's see if we can do these in groups of 10s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. One wide or 2 wide? Let's go 2. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. 7, 8, 9, 10. And then a double gap. 1, 2. Oh, I feel sorry for the people who get those rows. 3, 4. Yeah, that'll work. So basically I've got this sort of like church bench thing going on that's kind of or it's kind of church benchy, and yet it's actually going to be my storage hall. So I'm just basically using bench seating for the whole thing. And if I need to stack up to higher, I can. But looking at this whole pews reference in the first place, so that's what this whole layout is about. And in the side section, they've got all of the seats going sideways, and then in the main one, they've got them going the opposite direction. Wondering, oak trapdoors have holes in them, so maybe spruce might be the best way to go here. Need those. Next, that looks terrible. And the carpeting, I think I'll probably go stereotype red. Don't know why, but so many churches have red seat cushions and red other sections, so we need spruce. It's quiet. Lovely. The music's pretty chill. Is it too chill for people? I can try and amp up the interest, like the style, if need be. What's that? Oh, nothing in there. I thought I had red carpets. Okay, I'll take these. Didn't I have red carpets kicking around somewhere? I usually do. Weird. Not having red carpets isn't usual. Okay. And that's gotta be signs anyways. Ooh, purple carpeting might be nice. Maybe I'll keep that for the floors. Red on the seats and purple on the floors. That's weird, but I think I kind of like it. What's this? Green. What's the... Oh, okay, that's the... I know what I did with the reds now. Carpets. And I'm going to need spruce and lots of it. Do I have some? Jungle. Oh, more chests. Nice. Oak. Birch. Spruce logs. Okay. Spruce planks. Spruce trapdoors. That's a good start. All right. Pardon me? You can see from the shape here I used to have the, oh, that was my second set, okay. You can see that I used to have my, bed and whatchamacallit in here. The beacons. But they're elsewhere now. Before we get to that, where did... There's the trapdoors. I looked at the Dark Opus trapdoors, and the chocolate thing really wasn't exactly working for me, but maybe that'll look better. I'm not really sure. So we got this, that, and then I'm gonna need some signs. And then the red carpeting. Oh, I can't do that. Ha ha ha. Joke's on me on that one. Well, backspace will just have to be uncomfortable. Sorry, guys. It's just the way it is. Jump on there. This one and that one. Nope, not that direction. Oops, actually I can do that. Let's put these first. There, that's better. One, two, three, four. I'll do a little bit in the dark oak just so we have a look and see whether or not that's better. So I'm really not sure which color scheme to go with. That's actually not that bad, and then I'll have a sign up on the upper end of it as a what's the word? As the arm of the couch, or couch, the thing. We got that far. Do I have any Fooey? We got every color under the sun, except... Okay, well, I guess we're gonna make some... sticks. No, not that many sticks. Oops. Let's take... Let's go with half of that. And then we can make some signs. You can always use extra signs, right? Isn't that how that works? Not if I instead... Yeah, I can't put a sign down there. I could probably go with... Look, that's even dumber. Total accident there. No. So that's not gonna work. What do I need to do here? I can make this work. Really, I can. Carpet, where'd you go? Okay. And then we put a sign on that. And then I take this one out and the sign's gonna fall, right? Isn't that how it works? Yeah, okay. Fine, we'll just put the carpets on. I'll figure out the signage later. That was kind of dumb. Okay. And then over here, let's make some dark oak ones just to see what I think of them. Okay, so we've got some let's go with some trapdoors. Oops. I can't do that because I have too much stuff. Get up. Okay, so let's go with some trapdoors. Ooh, I don't need that many. Actually, let's go like that, and we'll go 16. That'll work for now. So what have we got here? So if I do a set like this with the dark oak, Forgot about something else. Nope, wrong ones. So let's try that with these ones. Nope, wrong way. I'm not sure which I like better, the oak or the... sorry, the spruce or the dark oak. That's a funny one, I don't know. Oh, did I not bring a bed? Seriously. Let's go become unbed challenged. Grab a hydrate. All right, what did I need? I needed... I bought those. More spruce signs that I can shake a stick at. Let's just bring those in. And I wanted dark oak sign, so I do want to test something. All right. Oh, bed. That's what I was here for. Ow. Flying is something that's new, and apparently I'm acting like it today as well. Bed. Alright, so we've got the trapdoors. I'm also thinking, where's the signs go? If I take off the end one here... Oops. Not so sure I like that. I liked it when it's closed in. Dark. The light and the fix. For now, this one can go in the back. And I don't know what to do with this one. So these, okay, we'll leave it like that. And let's put those. Guess we will need them because they'll be in the aisles for now. come on. This one, that one. So we can sort of see two styles. And I'm kind of curious which one to go with. Which one do you guys like? Did you guys like the spruce, or did you guys like the dark oak look? That's the tough one. That's what we've got. Yeah, I don't know. Really don't know. Let's get the more chests put in here. I know we can do that at least. Where do I want to start them from? Let's do this way. We're gonna get 3, 4, 6. Yeah, that'll work. Why do I want the row? 6 doesn't look right. 5, maybe? Put on both sides and see what we think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That actually looks better. I don't like the center one being... Okay, let's switch this up a little. Have it out. Double, and then single. Yeah. That'll work better. So we've got double, double, single. Double, double, single. Temporary torch. There. Itchy nose, sorry. Then we've got double, double, single, double, double, single. Oh, they're totally wrong. Hello, cat. Okay, so let's fix up these ones. One, two, three, 4. There. Oops. More of those elsewhere. Where did I see those? This one. Carpet's up there. Let's try. God. And then oak. Just give me 1 sec. 500, 300. Okay, I'll give it till 15 minutes. Just got to think today. 900, I think, seconds. That should work. Okay, so no votes so far. I get it, obviously. I've just started a poll. I have absolutely no idea how that's going to show up in stream, or if it does at all. But got a poll up there, so if anybody has any opinions whatsoever, I can always make my own choices. That makes perfect sense, but if anybody has an opinion on how they like this seating, then that would be useful to hear. So I'm going to do half of the building for now in one and half in the other. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The other option I can also do is pull this over 1 and get 6 in the center there. So I'm going to need, is that the spruce box? Okay. Spruce box. Just put that there, there. This, and then let's go with those. Very, very chilled out, low-key kind of music today. Alright. Oh, more visitors outside. They can stay outside. Wow. Yeah, they can really stay outside. I don't like them at all. Let's see. Fences? Sure, that'll do for now. Not lighting. Fences, please. That one didn't do it. Random stuff? What happened here? Sure, more fences, that'll do. We're not going to leave it like this anyways, it's just temporary. They can just take a hike. There we go. Alright. So these. You guys are annoying. Lights. There. I'm not quite sure why I'm getting attenuated sounds. Everybody's got an echo today. It seems like only some of them do, though. Like, only some of the stuff has echoes, so I'm not really sure exactly what I've done wrong. Nothing I've got going on makes any sense because I had a lot of it this way before. I don't know. Okay, trapdoors. Yeah. Not ideal, but it'll do. I get a lot of patrols through here because it's definitely a pathway for them. But just over to the east, I stole one of their towers and turned it into a rather janky, what do you call it, raid farm? Emphasis on the rather janky part. Alright, we need a bunch of those. Wrong one. That. Oops, wrong one. There we go. Okay, so we've got at least 3 rows on both sides. I don't know which design I like. One I have to tear out, one I don't. But I don't know which. So I'm going to leave that up and see if anybody has any opinions. And yeah, is it half? Close to it then. Alright. So we can turn these. Let's get some more trapdoors out of this. You can stay just down there. Oops. Back flanks, please. Trapdoors. All right. One, two, three, 4, 5. A little quiet. I'm sorry, I really don't mean to hyper-focus like this. It's completely unintentional. There we go. All right. Oops. So you can start to see, I'm not intending to lean in any particular direction, but you can start to see that we've got some distinct differences going on. Hey, Perfect Shot, how are you doing? Yep, you're more than welcome to learn for a bit. If you have a sec, just let me know how your weekend went. Otherwise, yeah, go ahead and lurk. That's awesome. Just putting on some of the seating in the church, and can't decide what the color is, so I'm deciding to do half and half and have a couple of different polls till I can get somebody's opinion on what they... Just a bunch of gaming. Doing pretty good, actually. Pretty quiet day. We had a... No, that one's wrong. We had a Cub Scout day for my daughter last night, so it's been a little busy. I had to figure out how to help with that because as the leader we were doing projects, and we did Cloud in a Jar. So if you guys have never tried that one, it's kind of fun. So I had the stream weekend on the weekend, and then this Cloud in the Jar thing last night. Cloud in the Jar is really easy, super easy. And basically, if you ever want to do it at home just for fun, it's... you heat up some water. Doesn't even have to be boiling, just hot enough to be starting to evaporate and steam. And then you stick it in a jar, hence Cloud in a Jar, surprise. And then when you put ice on top of the jar to cool the top section of the jar. And then after about half a minute, you whip the lid off, spray in some hairspray, and then you put the lid back on, and the hairspray acts as like the dirt particle in the middle of a rain cloud drop. For the water to condense on, and then you get a super cool little white cloud that just forms inside your jar. And it's kind of neat because then later when you take the lid off, the cloud escapes and you can like run your fingers through it and change direction, make it change directions and stuff. It looks pretty neat. Oops, and I got that one wrong. I'm glad you got in the chance for a bunch of gaming, because that sometimes is a good way to reset for going back to your regular week. And I'm not bothered by anybody lurking. One of the things I recognize is A, not everybody wants to chat. B, not everybody can chat because they're busy with stuff. And C, that I've got a time slot that's often during people's workday, at least in North America, which means that lurking is about the best that they can do. So yeah, I totally understand if you've got things you need to do while you're here. You know, it's not like I'm a radio host, but that might actually be an improvement in terms of being able to have people lurk. Okay, so let's see. Just about done this half. And then I don't really care which one we rip out, but we need to rip out one of them. So I'll do half and half until I get a good feel for myself of which one I want to do, because I don't really have a preference at the moment. Oh, wrong one. Do I have enough? Trapdoors? Just possibly. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, I do. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so I've the spruce pews are quite light, and then the dark oak pews are, well, dark. And then, so if I'm coming in from the tower side... Oh, go away. If I'm coming in from the tower side, and I come in and there's those, so I don't know which color I like better. Yeah. Dark oak. People like the dark oak look? Let's go get some more chests down. These ones I can probably put right up against the door, I think. Actually, if I do that, move up by 1. That's the grander entrance, so do I really want... I can't. I'm not deciding very well today. That's not good. Actually, the backs of the pews are a little... they hang back. So do I want it dead smooth with that wall? Probably not. Let's go here. Wow, that makes a big difference. Obviously, I need more lighting. Okay. Oops. Blew that one. No! Kitty, what's your problem? It totally sounded like the cat said, no! Alright. 18. We can get a few more out of this then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And one more. There we go. It's slowly coming together, which, considering I don't have a whole ton of storage at the moment, that's actually going to be way more than enough. I hope. I can always put in more, as I said. Okay, I've got a gap back here. There's actually a room behind that wall, which I don't even know what I'm going to use it for. Space here. There's a space in the back. I'm debating which one's going to be sort of like the bedroom, because it's got to be convenient, and yet at the same time, not in your face. And then I was thinking about where would be the smelters and stuff, and I don't know if I'm going to put them there or not. That would make sense. But then I could also put them inside the tower, which makes sense as well. So I do not know. Got. Alrighty. Archived. Oh, I killed it. Aha! Must be afternoon. Gotcha. So it looks like the bench seating color is going to be the dark oak. So I'm going to rip out these ones, the light ones, and go all to dark oak, which is totally okay. That sounds like a plan. In any case. Okay, so being as it's noon and we've got a path forward, noon on my time, sorry, 2 p.m. We've got a path forward, so we can head over to the next stream with an idea of what's going on as part of the build on Thursday. So I think what I'm going to do is call it for today. And I do apologize for the short amount of time that some of our recent joining friends have joined us, but I think it's time for me to call it and just give everybody a break for the day. I will be back at 7 p.m. Eastern tonight to be doing a little bit of bingo. And a little bit of bingo means AKA a lot of bingo, but I'm going to go with a time limit on these so that we'll be we'll be doing 2 cards and we'll just see how far we get in each card. So let's just see if we've got anybody interesting online at the moment. Doing Minecraft looks like, let's try that again, just making sure my live list is accurate. Okay, so it looks like we'll be heading out to Gruva after this one. I'm just going to start the raid on that. And just before I do, where's my buttons? There we go, let's try this one. Aha. So the next one will be, that's the Tuesday evening stream. So if you guys happen to have time for that and can join me, then you're more than welcome. Okay, now let's get back out to Gruva. That makes more sense.
Mischief managed.
So, I want to say thank you very much to Fantastic Sherlock Fox for modding for today. Thank you very much, Tal, for the brand new follow. I really do appreciate that, and for spending your points while you're here. I also appreciate Benson for dropping by and saying hello, and for Swanky Potato and Perfect Shot for dropping in as well. That's very much appreciated. So, have yourselves a fantastic day. Give my best to Gruva. Feel free to make use of the emote sentences. What do you want to call it? Raid messages, I guess. And if not, just have yourselves a fantastic afternoon, and I will see you later. Goodbye for now.
Transfer complete.